Back with part 6 in this series reflecting on my last 10 years here at SixDegrees.org. 2020, it was not just a pandemic. It was the personification of grief and fear and isolation compounding, anger, and truly a reckoning. I can remember going on this run for Ahmaud Arbery after he had been killed and stopping in tears, like I couldn't even breathe. And then shortly after, hearing George Floyd cry out for his mother. And having lost my mom just a month prior to that, it absolutely broke me. Everything felt unbearably heavy. And in the midst of all that heaviness, 6 Degrees agreed to help produce Play On, a celebration of the power of music to make change. I'm actually wearing this sweatshirt. Alongside some just incredible partners. And the fundraiser supported organizations like the NAACP Legal Defense Fund and WhyHunger. And what I remember most is how deeply people needed somewhere to place their grief and their outrage and their hope. So during the pandemic, it got extremely quiet. If you guys can remember, the distractions around us just really stopped overnight. And COVID slowed the world down long enough that people could no longer look away from the pain that so many communities had been carrying for generations. And Play On became this collective space where artists and creatives and organizers and nonprofits and brands and everyday people just poured themselves into something bigger than themselves, because music became an equalizer and really a grounding force, a way to raise a sound of love and justice and humanity over the heartbreaking feeling that so many people were in the middle of. And somehow, one yes at a time, that collective effort raised more than $7 million for racial justice and food justice work. It didn't come easy. It wasn't something that was only filled with joyful moments. It was really, really hard at times. There was a re-education that needed to take place of what centering people whose story this really was should actually look like. And what stayed with me most was witnessing what can happen when people stop asking, well, what can one person just do? And instead, they started asking, what could happen if we all just showed up together? You see, Play On really changed me. It reminded me that collective impact isn't built through perfection, it's built through participation, one yes at a time. And I still carry that lesson with me every single day. And I think we all should be carrying that lesson with us. And if you'd like to help us continue building something around storytelling and campaigns rooted in justice and connection and community, maybe you'd consider making a gift at SixDegrees.org. Thanks for being here.